So Blaine, you just recently had a property that you went to. They had a situation with the grass there, isn't that right? You know, the grass wasn't quite up to standard of what we were looking for.
I'd say it was probably an understatement, and the grass was up to my thigh. So it wasn't really a yard at that point. It was more like a jungle, you know?
Now, you actually went out there and cut the grass, didn't you?
Listen, I cut some of it.
Welcome back to Coffee with Closers. As always, thank you for your questions and your comments. Please feel free to share this with someone that you know that might be interested in this information.
Absolutely.
So, Blaine, today I thought we would take a few minutes to talk about what it takes to get your property ready to put on the market, what it takes to get your property ready to sell.
There's a few things that can be done on the cheap side that we always suggest, and there's a few things that if you have a little bit of money that you can do to optimize as well. And we'll go over just a few things.
So the first and probably one of the most important things that you can do to your property to get it ready for the market is to make sure that your yard is in good condition.
Yeah, he's right. The yard is the #1 key. First impressions are absolutely crucial. If your grass is tall, the first thing that they think or a buyer thinks when they come to the property is that this house has not been maintained.
So Blaine, you just recently had a property that you went to, and they had a situation with the grass there, isn't that right? They had, the grass wasn't quite up to standard of what we were looking for.
I'd say it was probably an understatement. Honestly, this is a listing, and the grass was up to my thigh. So it wasn't really a yard at that point in time. It was more like a jungle, you know?
Now, you actually went out there and cut the grass, didn't you?
Listen, I cut some of it. Okay.
I think we've got some footage of that. Check this out.
Now, there are better ways to do this, like hiring it out. Almost done.
So obviously this could be a no-brainer, but definitely cut your grass if you're going to be putting your property on the market. In addition to cutting your grass, you can never go wrong with sprucing up your landscaping. You can add fresh mulch, you can trim your plants, trim your bushes. That definitely goes a long way, because the picture that you take of the outside of your home, that's going to be the main picture that everyone sees online. So you definitely, as we mentioned, want to have a great first impression, and a well-manicured lawn and landscaping that is looking very fresh is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, we spend a great deal of money, and us personally, not all agents take professional pictures. We do. That's something that we serve our clients with, and we feel it's extremely important to do so. Trim them trees.
Okay.
Wow. Here's some footage of laying some sod too. Check that out. If you've never done it, we'll give you a little how-to video right here.
Lastly, one thing that you can do to your home that really goes a long way is to make sure that you pressure wash the outside of your house, so that way you can get any kind of dirt and grime off the exterior of your home. And if you are thinking about getting your property on the market and you don't know anybody to do any kind of landscaping or to do any pressure washing, we have a list of local vendors in the area that we can have come out to your property and give you a quote or an estimate of how much that will cost, so that way you can go ahead and get your property looking immaculate and get it on the market.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably one reason why people don't do it. They simply don't know who to go to get the jobs done.
Yeah, and also we can actually add it to your settlement statement at closing, so that way you don't have to pay for anything up front. So if you have somebody come out and pressure wash your home, say it's going to be $400 or $500, we can add that fee to the settlement statement, so that way when somebody purchases your home and you go to closing, you can pay for it with your proceeds at closing. So definitely a great way to handle that.
Yeah.
And probably most importantly, what you need to do if you're ready to get your property on the market in order to sell it faster for the most money is to declutter your property.
Nice.
I cannot express to you the importance of decluttering your property. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you declutter your kitchen. That's one of the areas that we tend to get a lot of clutter. I always tell my clients to make sure that they clean off all their countertops so that way that there's not much on the countertops and people can actually see the real estate. In addition to that, if there's anything on top of the cabinets, we want to take that down as well, again, so that way people can see the real estate. If you have any stickers, magnets, or any pictures or anything like that on the refrigerator, definitely take those down as well. And once you do all that, it's actually going to make your kitchen a lot more presentable. And when people go out to a property, the kitchen is one of the main things that they look for, especially the wives that love the kitchens. They want to make sure that it's a space that they can enjoy.
Yeah. We want them to be able to see this stuff in the kitchen.
Absolutely. Another hot spot to declutter is your bathroom. We tend to get a lot of clutter there. Bathrooms, make sure that you take up any rugs that you have on the floor.
Yeah, rugs, toothbrushes, bath towels,
Washcloth.
especially used ones that have been there for a couple weeks, kind of get a
Definitely.
little stank on them. Clear those off, and it's just good practices. Toothpaste on this thing. Lastly, super easy. Just clean everything. Clean the bathrooms, clean the floors, pick up everything, make sure there's not debris laying on the ground, and just have it, at least in room swept condition.
So just to add to all that, there are a few advanced options that you could consider if you're thinking about getting the maximum value for your property. Some advanced options might be looking into repainting your home so that way it's a more neutral color that appeals to buyers. You could also maybe get some new appliances or some new flooring. We have professionals that we work with who will be happy to give you a quote, give you an idea of what the value would be once you make those improvements, so that way in the end you can ultimately get more money for your property. So just to recap, to get your property on the market, if you're thinking about selling and you don't know what to do, you should definitely declutter your property as much as possible. You should definitely clean your property as much as possible. Go ahead and take care of the outside, clean the outside, mow your lawn, do all those kind of things. And then if you have any specific questions on adding value to your property, so definitely reach out and we will be happy to discuss all the options for you and for your property, because each client and each property is different.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's really about you.
You said it.
And at the end of the day, we want to get you the most money with the quickest sale to possible.
Absolutely. This is Godwin Realty Group, brokered by eXp Realty.
Leave some comments for us below or on these videos so we know what to tell you, and we can make some videos that are custom to you.
And share this with someone that you know that might benefit from this video.
Yeah, share this with that neighbor that you would like to move.
And remember, as always,
Who you work with
matters.
matters.